Welcome to the revolution.
There is a movie with Adam Driver as the lead, which was shot in Palestine, Ohio, about a train that derailed, releasing toxic chemicals and causing a mass exodus of the public to get away from the deadly fumes. A Hollywood movie on Netflix right now called White Noise. What? Can you look me in the eye? Look me in the eye right now and tell me that's a coincidence. Because I don't think you can do it. This says that social media users are pointing out the Netflix movie White Noise, starring actor Adam Driver, has eerie similarities to a catastrophic train derailment that took place earlier this month in Ohio. The movie, based in Ohio in the 1980s, depicts a college professor and his family forced to evacuate their homes after a nearby train derailment prompts an airborne radiological event. Parts of the movie, which debuted last August, were filmed near East Palestine, the site where 50 train cars derailed 10 days ago, spewing toxic chemicals, with citizens of the town incredibly appearing in the movie as extras. What? So here's a quote. It says, here's a movie they just made about a train derailing with toxins in Ohio, filmed in Ohio, where this just happened, and many of the extras were locals from East Palestine, Ohio, who in the film evacuated. Then months later, they had to do so in real life. Now, if that is not a part of this simulations programming or a little glitch in the matrix, I don't know what is. And if it's not, it's all intentional, and there's much more sinister things going on. But I think the easier path of least resistance here is just assuming we're in the Matrix. It says the similarities between the movie and the actual event were so bizarre, even CNN published an article on the coincidence, interviewing an East Palestine resident who played a background actor. When Ben Ratner's family signed up in 2021, it said, to be extras in the movie White Noise, they thought it would be a fun distraction from their day-to-day life in the blue-collar East Palestine, Ohio. Ratner, 37, is in an intense traffic jam scene, sitting in a line of cars trying to evacuate after a freight train collided with a tanker truck, triggering an explosion that fills the air with dangerous toxins. Now, that's what I'm talking about, where one of these train derailments actually happened because there was a semi-truck that ran into it. And in this very movie, which was based in Ohio, using Palestine residents, the train was derailed by a semi-truck. Can you look me in the eye and tell me that that's a coincidence? I don't think you can. The 2022 movie was shot around Ohio and is based on a novel by Don DeLillo. The book was published in 1985, shortly after a chemical disaster in India that nearly killed 4,000 people. The book and film follow the fictional Gladney family, a couple and their 4 kids, as they flee an airborne toxic event and then return home and try to resume their normal lives. All of a sudden, it hit too close to home, the father said. The mysterious parallels between the movie and real life come as a Norfolk Southern Railroad train traveling from Illinois to Pennsylvania derailed in a massive fiery disaster on February 3rd. With 5 train cars carrying noxious commercial compounds like vinyl chloride, which is known to cause cancer, officials ordered mandatory evacuations of nearby areas and controlled releases of some of the toxic compounds. Since then, animals nearby, as far as 10 miles away, have been developing illnesses and dying from the toxic chemicals that contaminated the area. Despite health issues animals are exhibiting, officials gave the all clear for residents just 5 days later. Whoa. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer with Adam Driver. If it gets to be loud or annoying, we'll stop it, but I don't think it will be. But let's go ahead and listen to this, and you can hear this trailer from this movie about what just exactly happened in the programming of The Matrix. Here we go.
That stuff causes cancer in laboratory animals, in case you didn't know.
Either I chew gum or I smoke.
What are these children, yours?
That's mine from wives 1 and 3. And there's Babette's from husband 2. Wilder is ours. We're each other's fourth.
Life is good, Jack. I hope it lasts forever.
And that was a semi-truck just running into a train and then it exploding.
Let's watch a sitcom or something.
No! They're calling it the Airborne toxic event.
We won't come this way.
Will we have to leave our home?
Of course not.
How do you know?
I just know.
Okay, what if it's dangerous?
Evacuate all places of residence.
We have a situation. All we have to do is stay out of the way.
They're passing us, Dad.
Technically, that's illegal.
Do sheep have lashes? Ask your
Now, this was up for an Academy Award, by the way.
Father, we're going sideways.
Dad, do sheep have lashes?
Doesn't anyone want to pay attention to what's actually happening?
There's a bunch of people in hazmat suits walking around.
There are two kinds of people in the world. Killers and dyers. Most of us are dyers.
Right now we're safe. As long as the children are here, they need us.
For some persistent sense of large-scale ruin, we keep inventing hope.
Looks a little murdery towards the end. So, yeah, that's one of the craziest, if not the craziest, coincidence to happen that I've seen almost ever. There's no way. No, how many cities are there in the United States of America? Let's just cut it off there. There's a 2% likelihood that it happened in Ohio. 2%. Now, in Ohio, how many cities are there? Let's say there's 1,000 cities in Ohio. There's probably more. Maybe I'm wrong. There's less. Let's say there's 500. There's 1,000 cities in Ohio. Let's say 1,000. That means there's a point, and my math's going to be wrong here, 0.002% likelihood that it happened in this city, in this state. Then let's get into the likelihood of the time frame within a year of this movie being put out. Then we talk about 0.0002 going to I don't know, call it 150, 300 years that you want to play that timeline where trains could get ran into, maybe by semi-trucks, maybe the last 50. So even call it the last 50. Whatever this math is doing, it's a wildly unbelievable statistic that this happened in this way. There's no statistical probability that this actually occurred in this manner, in the same place as this movie, where it occurred in this manner. No way at all.